Howdy there, YouTube. It is Wednesday, October the 12th. Excuse me, France Hopper here. And as you may know, today is the release of iOS 5 and iCloud. And so, just in case you were interested in seeing what upgrading to 5.0 looks like, I've got my iPad 2 plugged in here. And I'm about to update to iOS 5. So here is one thing to be aware of. Updating to iOS 5, because it is such a major upgrade, will completely wipe your device before updating, so make sure that you have everything backed up before you go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the update button, and hopefully servers aren't too slammed. So here we go. This is what's new. There's seriously like 200 new features. There are a ton. Notifications, iMessage, newsstand, reminders, all of that is the same stuff you can see on the Apple website. Those are all the big ones, but there are plenty of nice small little changes as well. So here is the wonderful iPad software agreement, where you agree that you may be hooked up to multiple people and digest what they have digested. Just kidding. Agree to disagree. And so now downloading, and yeah, it looks like these servers are already getting hammered pretty hard. So I really hope it's not going to be 2 hours. So it's allegedly downloading. You know what, let's go ahead and switch over to downloads. So iOS 5 is just under a gig, it looks like. And looks like it's crawling along at a whopping 0.1 megabytes a second. So yeah, servers are apparently getting hammered. So while that's doing its thing, over here, actually, you know what, let me switch here to remote desktop. This is the same computer over here. So here, this is the update for Lion 10.7.2, which introduces iCloud services for Lion. And so in addition to that, there's also an update available for the Lion recovery disk, which is good because there are a ton of problems with it. So hopefully it fixes the one problem that I'm having, where it sees the Lion recovery partition on my main system, this one here, the Mac Pro, as Macintosh HD, and so it never actually boots into recovery. So anyway, here are the specs for the 10.7.2 update. Of course, you've got iCloud. So there's also Find My Mac. That's another feature of iCloud. If you care about all this, that's on Apple's website. Let's go ahead and install them. And that is the OS X software license agreement. Wonderful, boring stuff. So it's doing the Lion recovery update right now, which apparently is 888 megabytes, and is probably going to crawl, because Apple's servers are, of course, probably getting hammered pretty hard right now. So while that's going, switch back over to iTunes here. There we go. So this is still showing 2 hours, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut and come back when this is all done. So that's got 2 hours to go. That's supposedly got 14 minutes. Or, well, 15 and no doubt climbing. So we'll start up again when these are actually done doing their business. Alright, so it's now just about 7:30 p.m. Which means that I've now had both the OS X updates installed going for an hour, as well as the update for my iPad 2 for iOS 5. That is showing about 23 minutes remaining. I'm not trusting that at all. As for the OS X updates, they are finally about to finish installing. So this downloaded no problem. It's just the install has been taking forever. In fact, I think the install for those two items. It, in fact, is taking longer than this took to download. This downloaded in, I think, maybe 10 minutes or so, possibly less. So it's already downloaded, it's just, you know, installing right now. As for the iOS 5 update, that is actually still downloading. So when this restarts, I guess what I can show you is what iCloud looks like on Lion with OS 10, 10.7.2. I will probably show you some of iOS 5 when this is finally done, but that of course will be in a different take because that still has miles to go. So since I have no idea how long that's going to be stuck like that, I'm just going to cut and start back up again when it's done. Alright, so my MacBook Pro is now finally finished updating the version of OS 10. It's now 7:36. iOS 5 is still going. So in the meantime, go ahead and log in here to my MacBook Pro to set up iCloud. And so just waiting for the MacBook Pro to now log me in. There we go. And now we get to deal with all the wonderful things that will, of course, start up all at once. So I'll probably force quit a couple of those. Let's start force quitting those now. And it looks like System Preferences wants to open. Because I had a applet crash. Alrighty then. I'll ignore that for now. That may have been why that opened up. I'm not surprised that crashed, since it probably hasn't been updated for 10.7.2 yet. So this is the part where I now attempt to force quit everything. And System Preferences wants to access information in my keychain for some reason. Allow. It's still starting up. So I guess it's probably asking for all this because it's trying to set up password syncing or something in iCloud, although I don't even recall if it does that still. I don't think it does. I know .Mac and MobileMe did that, I believe. And yeah, System Preferences wants to gain access to everything I have in Keychain right now. I have no idea why. So while that's finishing itself, 7 minutes still to go. So let's swap back to the MacBook Pro. So I don't even have my Mac Pro running 10.7.2 yet because I'm waiting on my iPad to get iOS 5. Once that's done, then I'll finally update it. And no, TweetDeck did not close unexpectedly. I force quit it. So here we are in System Preferences. And there is the new iCloud button. As you can see, MobileMe is still there, for in case you have a MobileMe account, you don't want to migrate over to iCloud just yet. That is still there. So let's get iCloud set up. And yeah, sure enough, it's iCloud that wants permission to access all my saved passwords in my keychain, and I've got a ton, so I'm probably going to be clicking allow for a while here. And allow. There we go, finally. So here's the iCloud preference pane. That's what it looks like. Set up iCloud with your Apple ID. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That is, of course, if I can get in with the server traffic. So here is the wonderful terms and conditions of iCloud. I have read and agreed to disagree. And it says unrecognized Apple ID or password. That's interesting. Let's try that again. Although, apparently, I am now registered with iCloud. And now we have the wonderful beach ball going. Everybody loves the beach ball. So, there we go, finally. So, I am already signed into iCloud? Really? Use this Apple ID as your primary iCloud account deleted from mail. What the hell? I don't know why I'm already signed into iCloud. That's an interesting bug. So anyway, while I figure out how to answer that one, here are the options, which I will of course be turning on. Let's see what's going on here. Why am I already signed into iCloud? I should not be already signed into iCloud. Oh, iCloud, inactive. Cool. That works. Alright, so here we go. I guess, I know I'm already signed in because I have my Apple ID linked to my user account. That would probably do it. So anyway, let's turn on Mail and Notes. Loading. Choose an iCloud email address. Alright, I get another email. And in case you care, you cannot change your iCloud email after creating it. So I'll go ahead and set that up. And now it's just asking me to confirm it. Yes. So there we go, it's now processing that request. So there's a little spinning wheel down there right now. Alright, server error. A solution. Keep pressing the OK button. In the meantime, let's switch back here to iTunes. Now we have 4 minutes remaining. We're at 682 out of 707. And really, that's already taken, huh? Alright, well fine, I'll deal with mail later. Alright, so let's turn on contacts. You want to merge contacts with iCloud. Merge. Oh, that's sneaky. Google Sync will be turned off if you switch to iCloud. Fine. I am looking to switch to iCloud anyway, so that's now starting. So let's see how quickly this breaks my calendars. Merge my calendars. I guess that's processing. Bookmarks. I don't know, do I really want to sync those? I don't even use my Safari bookmarks. I think I'm actually going to skip those because I don't even use Safari anymore. So, iPhoto update required. I'll grab that in just a bit. Let's get documents and data. Back to my Mac and find my Mac. Yes, Apple can track me. Yeah, there's my wonderful firewall asking if I want to allow it to communicate. Yes. Allow. Address Book Sync wants to talk to Apple. Allow. Some other crap wants to talk to Apple. Allow. So that's doing its thing. iCal is going up right now. What do you want, iCal? To kill you to just work for once? It just works. No, it doesn't. So iCal is doing some crazy shenanigans. And iCloud is going. So while all this crap gets going, and while I supposedly have 60 seconds remaining, so you know what, let's wait this out and see what happens here. I was going to cut, but I guess I'll keep going for now. There we go. So it looks like calendars finally went through on iCloud. Very good. Close. Since iCal and full screen screwed up, let's just relaunch that. So we're down to 45 seconds. And they say we'll have to duke it out with iCloud on the web for a little bit later. There we go, iCal is finally force killed. So 30 seconds left for that. I'll try and get iCloud email going again here. Oh, so now that I'm signed in, rather than going to the mail contacts and blah blah blah, you can now just go to the iCloud pane, and there's all that stuff. So I have a whopping 5 gig apparently still left, probably because I haven't actually really sent anything to iCloud yet. So let's try mailing notes again. And it apparently is turned on, which is interesting. Okay, so my Apple ID is set fine. Alright, so I guess the ID I wanted for mail went through, even though it didn't say it was going to go through. It seems to have, because it didn't prompt me for it again. So, okay. And now let's see if I can get the iPhoto update, so that we can get photo stream set up. One second, processing. So if you're wondering why this is taking forever, you're probably saying, oh, he's got a slow internet connection. No, I have Verizon Fios, which means I have a dedicated fiber optic line that goes directly to my house. Apple's servers are just being completely slammed. And now my iPad is finally backing up to prepare to go to iOS 5. So while that's doing that thing, let me get my iPad out here to see what's going on. There we go. So it just stopped rotating, damn you. Shows sync in progress right now, and the slide to cancel. So it's backing up the iPad now. Hopefully that goes through. There we go. This should be the iPhoto update. There we go, iPhoto 9.2, which now supports iCloud and iOS 5. And can finally use left and right gestures to navigate between photos, which is nice. Previously imported photos now displayed in a separate section, nice. Other stuff, bug fixes, rebuilding the library is fixed, other stuff. If you care, you can read that online. Install. So the iPhoto update is is 376 megs, and as you can see that's got about 2 minutes, probably because this is on a different server than the iOS stuff, or at least I would hope. So that's doing its thing. My iPad is now slowly backing up. This is the 16 gig model, but it should have like a good 2 gigs still free. So I'm hoping that doesn't take too long to do. So the iPhoto update has about 2 minutes. So while these two are running and doing their thing, I am going to cut and we'll start up again in another take when there's some progress. Alright, so just as one quick update, even though iCloud, when I set it up on here, said that it rejected the email I wanted, it did in fact actually take it. So the server error just caused that to screw up. So now that I'm in iCloud, I'll give you a look at the web interface. This is, of course, what it looks like. If you're on here before you update a device to have iCloud support, I actually took a look at that this morning, since iCloud.com actually went public before iOS 5 was out, and so this is what it actually looked like in the morning. You had a new iOS 5 style alert, and only Find My iPhone was available, so all the others were grayed out. There we go. So, yeah, let's start with Mail. So, this is Mail. If you're familiar with what Apple Mail looks like, the Mail client, this should look very familiar. In fact, it looks pretty much exactly like it. You've got your folders on the side. Here are your messages. That's where you would have a message if I had any. Your buttons, of course. Search. The iCloud button goes back to that screen we're just on. Over here, excuse me, is a gear for preferences and other things. So you have preferences, freaking TweetDeck. So you have delete folder, empty trash, print, preferences, rules, mark as. So let's go with preferences. So this is what preferences looks like. General, addresses, composing, rules, and vacation. Here are options. Show all folders at login is not checked by default. I already checked that. You can, of course, forward your email. Settings for that stuff. So, if I can find where my mouse is here, there we go. So address, sure enough, it did take it. And apparently you can add email aliases as well. So, I don't really know how those work. Don't really care right now. So here are composing things. You can add sent from iCloud if you want. I'll probably turn that on for giggles. Who doesn't love gimmicks? So rules. I'm hoping I can import my rules from Apple Mail for those, because I have a ton. And then there's also vacation. So yeah, not really much that I can show you here because I don't actually have any email yet. So let's take a look at contacts. There we go. So there's contacts. This literally looks just like Address Book Online. So there's all the contacts and everything. So very nice. Calendar, I expect, will look exactly like iCal. And yep, just about. There are reminders. Wow, those are all horrendously old. Calendars and whatnot. There are your buttons. Weeks, today button, plus down there. Let's see what we've got in the gear here. Oh, and this is no doubt show notifications. Yeah, there we go. So no notifications. Those would probably be if you have like meeting invites and whatnot. So we go over here on the gear. Piss off, TweetDeck. You've got preferences, new event, reminder calendar, reminder list, go to. So preferences. There are your general preferences. Let's turn on the birthdays. Settings, blah 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 blah. Advanced, time zone support, I do want that. Hide reminders with due dates, yes. Yes, yes. No. So you can get invitations right in iCloud, which is very nice. So let's save all of those. Calendar is loading up birthdays, that's fine. Let's go back to the main iCloud here. So find my iPhone, even though this is really now find my iPhone, iPod, iPad, and Mac. And it wants me to sign in with my password, I guess for, you know, security and whatnot. There we go. So there is my iPad. I probably won't be able to locate it right now because it is making the jump. Oh, son of a gun, it actually found it, despite it doing it. Then my laptop it also found, which is of course in the same location. Very nice. It looks like my laptop actually just finished getting iPhoto. So what isn't here yet, but what will be soon, should be Photos or Photo Stream. I'm not entirely sure what it's actually going to be called. And so then here's iWork. So here you go, get iCloud for pages and whatnot. I do have, well, I will have that after I have, you know, updated to iOS 5. So it looks like if you were using iWork.com, that beta before, those documents are not getting transferred into iCloud. So if you had anything in iWork, probably iWork.com is still around. But if you want them in iCloud, you will have to re-import them. And so let's see, if I click on here, my account, I have to add a photo, Pacific time, no. So here's the map to choose where you are. Let's see if I can do this on the camera. Miami, no. New York, good enough. Some advanced settings, let's see what this is. Reset photo stream, nah. Done. So there you go, that's iCloud. iPhoto is now done updating, so I'll set up a photo stream on here. My iPad also just turned off. To excuse me, iTunes. So verifying iPad restore with Apple. Please go through. Although I wouldn't be surprised if I get the 32,000 error or 3200, whatever the heck it is this time around. So we'll close out of iCloud for now. Go back to iCloud preferences here. Oh, so this is kind of funny. That applet that I said crashed, look at that, it's still working. Photo stream, enable. So now the iPad's going, whee! Yay! iBrick! If you're happy and you know to clap your hands, I'm not. Wonderful! So I now have an iBrick. Awesome. Yeah, haven't I already agreed to this before? Okay, so I now get to play the fun game of, dear iPad, please start working again. So let's see what I can actually get this to do here. Apparently I just turned it off. Oh, nope, I turned it on. Now it's okay. It's still going crazy, and it's in recovery mode because it failed. Yay. And it is stuck. Awesome. Thank you, Apple. Anyway, so here's iCloud again, setting up photo stream. Allow, so that's now set up. So, yeah, I am going to cut to now duke it out with my iPad and hopefully get it on iBrick. So once that's working again, I'll start back up. Alright, so it's 8:07 and it looks like I've finally been able to force my iPad to update to iOS 5. There we go. Finally. So that only took 3 tries, which actually isn't too bad. So it is now doing the update thing. And I'm going to set this down for just a second while I deal with an email. There we go. So anyway, I just opened up iTunes over here on the MacBook Pro just to get it back up and running. So here is Apple Mail now. I do now have an iCloud inbox there, but of course no email in it yet. So let that do its thing. Let's see, mission control. That going back up. Alright, so it looks like we're almost done here, and yes, I apologize for the glare there from the lamp. So, verifying iPad restore. Oops. Hopefully that does not include doing it with Apple, since that's probably gonna ow, basically. So restoring, here we go. So that's doing its thing, and hopefully this will have restored to iOS 5. And I have more freaking email. Leave me alone, people. There we go. Starting up. Please be the new Apple logo for iOS 5. Yay, loading bar. Accessing the iTunes store to do crap. There we go! Oh, damn it, I think I missed the apple. Alright. So now we are restoring from the backup. There we go, wonderful restore in progress. So while that's doing that, I'm going to set this down for a brief moment to take care of something again. I can find which one of my desktops it is. There we go. There we go. Alright, there we go. So we supposedly have about 2 minutes to go for it to restore the backup. No new exciting default wallpaper, that's kind of disappointing. So, you know what, even though this does give off a rather annoying glare, yay, iMirror, turn the light back on. So yeah, the MacBook Pro is now all updated with iCloud and the new OS X. Which means once the Pro is done with iOS 5, hopefully rather soon, that'll get all its updates, which I'm sure will include doing the try to force way through Apple servers again fun. This will be on iOS 5, so that should keep me busy, hopefully. so it's still showing about 2 minutes. And if you're familiar with Apple products and time, you'll of course know that about anything really means tack on anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to the time that it actually shows. The other reason why this might take a while for me is my iPad's backup is also encrypted. That's a requirement for using it at work. And now I have more lovely email coming through. God, I have way too many email folders. People who have seen my email will laugh at me now because they know that's true. So that's still restoring. Now we're at about a minute. Of course, I think it's been 2 minutes already. So that probably really means about 2 minutes again. So yeah, they haven't really changed anything with the restore in progress screen. It's still the default bubbles that came from iOS 4 and the restore in progress. At the top, no fancy spinning things or progress bar or any of that. So still less than a minute-ish to go. So as you can see there, that's when I started this whole process, 6:16 p.m. It's now 8:15, so I've been duking it out with Apple for an hour now to get iOS 5. Guess that's what happens when you're stuck at work all day and get to do the update hell later in the evening. Although actually I wouldn't be surprised if at 1 p.m. it was also overloaded like crazy. Probably doesn't help either that the iPhone 4S in select areas has already gone out if you pre-ordered. So it's now a solid blue bar, disappearing, restarting. Here is the Apple again. A little spinning thing here. Alright, fine, light. Go away. There we go. Another wonderful progress bar. Now restoring apps. Hey, my phone's ringing. Great, and my phone can't hold a charge, so that's going to go to voicemail. And especially since it's a private unknown number, I'm not getting that. There we go. There's the new first time startup animation. Here is, of course, the, slide unlock. So it looks like it's going to restore iPad apps in the background. So let's slide unlock here. So restore completed. So here's the new basically getting started screen. Continue. Location services. Yes, I like those. So checkbox there. And if you don't know what the heck location services is, there's your thing, back button, next. Choose the network. I will go with my other private network. So I think it's connecting to it. Hopefully I don't have to put in my password again. There we go. Connected. Next. So input your Apple ID for all the wonderful fun that you get to see scrolling along here now. Yay, scrolling icons. Woo. So you can of course sign in, create what's an Apple ID, or skip. So I will sign in with my ID because I have an ID. Nope. And this is new. Have a MobileMe and an iTunes account. I don't, since I never bought MobileMe, since that was a waste of money. Log in. Terms and conditions. Oh, and rather than paging through 42 pages, it's now actually split up by sections. So that's kind of nice, although I still don't care. Agree. It may take a few minutes to set up your Apple ID. Read. It may take a few minutes to fight with our servers. So Apple ID up top. So now it's doing its thing, or trying to do its thing. In the meantime, it's still apparently restoring my apps in the background, so that's kind of nice. I do like that it'll do that in the background while you go through the new first-time setup screens. That's actually pretty smart. There we go. Would you like to enable iCloud, basically? So yeah, set up iCloud. Yes, I do want to use iCloud, because I like having my crap in the cloud. Would you like to use iCloud to back up daily over Wi-Fi? Yes, I would, because I hate this. Next. Would you like to enable Find My iPad? Yes, enable it again. You have to admit the kind of subtle, simple little animations. Those make this a bit more fun. Next. Diagnostics. Would you like to send Apple information about crashes? Yes. Next. Thank you. Start. No passcode because I restored. Oh, that I don't like. And it wants me to do the forum or... Oh, okay, so you can do simple passcode or set one. And of course I am setting that up. And yeah, since apparently my apps are still going, my dock has yet to rebuild itself. It looks like it does have some of my home screen back to normal. So here is, of course, Newsstand, iMessage, Reminders, and these are my other apps. Very nice. Settings. So, one of the first things that I'll show you is something that I'm used to. If you were a developer, these were things that you could get in, I think, as of like 4.1.3, and these are the new multitasking gestures. These are now available for everyone. I absolutely love these. I'm going to get the multitasking bar, flick up to collapse it, flick down, change apps. You can flick left or right, or, well, since it's trying to load Safari right now, there we go. Want to go back to the home screen, take all your fingers, pinch. So, Newsstand, I don't have any subscriptions yet. I'll probably deal with those in a bit. iMessages. So, set that up to activate. I will do that now. Sign in. So while we're here, so you can see the keyboard button's now changed because you now have the ability to kind of split it. So if you type with your thumbs, there's part over here and another part over here. So iMessage is signing in. I wouldn't be surprised if that takes a while. Yep, error during activation, go figure. They're probably slammed, so do that later. Reminders. Here are, well, reminders. I don't have anything set up yet. Let's see. There we go. You of course now have Notification Center. You just pull down from the top. So all I have right now are calendar things apparently, so nothing really exciting to show you there. My dock is finally coming back. So in settings, let's see what's new here. So here's iCloud. Let's set this all up. On. Merge contacts, yes. Find my iPad, yes. Documents, yes. Photo stream, on. Notes, yes. Bookmarks. I think I'll skip that again. Reminders, yes. Calendars, yes. Merge my calendars, yes. Turning on. Mail. Turn you on. So storage and backup, iCloud backup is currently off. And of course, if you need more than 5 gigs of storage, you can of course buy more storage space. Comes in 10, 20, or 50 gigs. iCloud backup, on. So your iPad will no longer back up to your computer automatically when you sync with iTunes because of iCloud. Oh well. I don't care. So backup now. I'll do that after everything's done importing. God forbid something goes wrong. So Twitter installed since I had the app. I'm just signing in now. Of course, it would help if I enter my right password. There we go. So that's signing in, signed in, excellent. So here are settings, tweet location, find me by email, account settings, cool. Update contacts, meh, deal with that later. FaceTime is on, messages is not yet active, I'll deal with that later. Music, doesn't really look like anything's changed there. Video, don't see anything new. Photos, photo stream is of course new. Let's see, notes, doesn't really look like anything new there. Automatic downloads, those have been there. General, so about, you can now change the name of your device right in settings. Diagnostics and stuff, why the heck not. Automatically send diagnostic and usage data. If you want, you can view all that crap yourself. Legal, regulatory, blah blah blah. Back, software update. Of course, there are now finally updates over the air. So this is up to date. Usage. You have iCloud and then device, and this will now show you how much space each application is taking up. So, like, there you go. There's how much all that's hogging up. Network. Doesn't look like anything new in there. Sounds. Yeah, these have changed because you now have ringtone, text, email, sent, tweet, calendar alerts, all that fun stuff. So what the hell, let's play with these. So you have, you know, all the iPhone ringtones, of course, and the iPhone alerts as well now. So I'll stick with what I've got. Text tone. Oh, that. I'll probably change that. New mail, of course, that. Sent mail, of course, as that. Let's see what tweet sounds like. Simple enough. So let's see what the ringtone store looks like. Hopefully you can still create these in GarageBand. So here's what's available now. I am your father. Drum roll please. Blah. all kinds of thrilling stuff. And you can get ringtones via songs. So we'll go back to iTunes Music. Doesn't really look like anything has changed with iTunes. So we'll close out of that. Back to settings. iTunes Wi-Fi sync. So you can sync over Wi-Fi either automatically or now. I'll leave that alone. Let's see, accessibility I believe has some new options. So yeah, there's now assistive touch. You can play around with that if you want. You've got all those other things that have been there before. So close you again. So yeah, that's you know, iOS 5. If you want, you know, of course, in-depth videos of all these things in action, you can probably get them either on YouTube or, you know, Macworld, all those places, and of course Apple. So yeah, there you go. That's first look at iOS 5, the wonderful upgrade process, and also upgrading Lion on that computer, which I'll now do on here. So that is it.